And we are live this time with the proper sound for another London session on WPAT.
All right, so once again, let's actually get through the most important things before we get into the exciting stuff. Okay, so our disclaimer, right? WPAT is not a forex broker, nor is it a trading solution. Okay, and yes, what are we dealing in? We're dealing in forex. Forex and derivatives are traded in margin. Okay, and it is constituted as a high-risk product, so it may not be suitable for everybody. So, if needed, do seek independent advice, as we're not providing any financial advice in our streams. It's solely for entertainment purposes and for educational purposes as well.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're gonna start talking about the news, right?
All right. Well, London, very exciting. Remember we were talking about Sunak, right? Prime Minister, or the soon-to-be Prime Minister Sunak. Now it's official. It's official, which is exciting.
It is more stability, I guess.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
And actually one of the youngest prime ministers in the UK, and of a non-European origin, actually. So that's actually pretty cool.
For diversity.
Yeah. Well, actually, how did he win the race? Actually, look, there's no general election required anymore. Right? We were talking about the general election, right? Right when the market opened yesterday. But Achilio, basically people are just giving up being a prime minister. I don't get it. Like it's like people, people are running to be a prime minister, and then they end up saying, yeah, let's run for prime minister, and then they just disappear, day after day. There's like so many prime ministers or runners for prime ministers that are giving up. So kudos to you, Prime Minister Sunak. You held on, and the position is yours. All right. So anyways, one of the interesting background is this, just maybe, like you said, more stability, right? His background is actually in finance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is something that we speak a lot in Brazil, which is what are the qualifications for you to be a leader, and then I do feel that every leader should have at least a little bit of the finance too.
One of the interesting thing that I'm reading a lot now in the news is people actually commenting, saying he's not a proper fit because he comes from a very well-off family, his wife is very well-off, and they do not understand what the masses require. I actually beg to differ. If you said this in a communist country, like I understand, but we're talking about capitalism, right? Look, we're dealing in finance.
Yeah.
Okay, if capitalism does not exist, we shouldn't even be here. Like, there's no finance for anybody.
I had a teacher in college. He said that running the country, or even you're running your family, your house, you should always see it as a business, as a company. Right?
I agree.
Hopefully he'll do good things for the economy, and then this will boost everybody in general.
Yeah,
that's how I see it.
Well, the good thing for all of you guys is that GBP, it actually strengthened because of this confirmation of the prime minister. And I just found out I'm super dark, on the screen. I'm super tanned. Let me change color immediately.
It's the sun in
my
face.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, anyways, what are some of the news that you guys have to actually be wary of? Okay, is basically news that's happening tomorrow. Okay, there will be some very important news that's happening tomorrow.
This is
all right.
Tomorrow. No, wait. This is today.
That's today.
I don't think we refreshed from the yesterday's. But I saw the IFO, this business climate, is a little bit confusing if you search for it. It's like an institution that it does have a sentiment of the market. Right, it's a big news today for Germany, and then the second one is the consumer confidence in
Exactly.
US.
Yeah, so the consumer confidence for the U.S. is actually a news that everyone in the forex market should actually keep an eye on. Okay, and moreover, basically, I think what everyone's now chasing is growth on the GDP. Okay, it seems like every country is chasing that.
I just noticed that you're hidden behind our logo, so I'm gonna move you to the other side.
Sure, not a problem. Not a problem. All right, and then so basically, as for what's going on?
Yeah,
it's frozen.
Technical difficulties.
That's not good. All right. So, anyways, as we're talking, let's actually talk about the economy. Okay. We're talking about interest rates. Okay. Seems like this is the go-to thing right now to actually see what is going on with this whole industry. Okay, interest rates in every single country, but it seems like every single country is actually following in the footsteps or actually following basically what the US is doing. Okay, because the US dollar is highly influential right now, it seems, to a lot of the peers, especially in the European countries and the Asia Pacific countries.
And then US specifically, I was reading about it earlier that even though there's a drop, like if you see the inflation rate, it reached like a very high place, and then it has some indications it's gonna fall. But then we still have some specialists believing that this is just like a short-term control from the government, and then it can go up to the 9%. Yes, of the inflation. And if this happens, then of course it's the economy will be weakened, and then the US dollars will be cheaper. So, for example, the Euro USD will go up in this case.
Which is right now it seems to not be paving on the road for, though, right? It doesn't seem like it's actually doing that. The Feds are actually very unsure of what's going to happen in the economy. Everyone's talking about how bad it will get. They are always saying, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. I guess it's always good to prep for the worst.
Managing the expectations, so then when it's better, people are still gonna buy the dollar.
They don't feel that bad, right? Yeah. Okay, so rate hikes are set to happen in the beginning of November. Now there are talks that the hikes may actually put a little bit of a break on. Okay, so they may not actually hike it up to 75 points, but it seems to actually be confirmed last night, or actually before the New York session ended, that in November they will still hike it up because. Despite the fact that, like you were saying, the market seems to have, slowed for this rate hikes and everything, but it seems like they're still confirming a 75-point hike. Okay, now because if they actually do that, then it will literally be based on the plans of what the Feds are doing to make sure that basically everything is within their numbers for the beginning or Q1 of 2023.
Yeah, and then for speaking about it, it's like the end of the year in Forex specifically is always a little bit shaky because of you have like the proposal budgets for most countries about the next year, and then you have Christmas, New Year, which like 1 week you don't trade, and then the Christmas forecast is also, people use this as indication of how well the economy of each country it is. So then I always feel that this, like, we're not really there, but in December, January is like such, I'll say, I won't say bad, it's like volatile months, right? And then I do feel people is already expecting this year to be worse on this sense.
Okay, I agree, but then yet I disagree on one thing, because everyone's all, saying how bad the economy is and everything, but then in reality, there's still a lot of opportunities out there, okay? Actually, there's a lot of stocks are opening in the green during the market open, okay? We could say how the Bank of Japan's interference is actually little to no help for the Japanese yen, but guess what? If you're in the Forex market and you're bullish on this whole trend, you've made a ton of money, okay? And moreover, with the crazy volatility that the pound has actually provided all of us lately, if you have been swing trading, hey, congratulations to you.
Yeah,
okay?
And also on that topic, right, on the US markets, the China companies also had bad momentum, right? So again, if you're bearish on those, and you could cash in on a lot of money. We still have to see how will this China impact carry over for today, because then that's only what will carry over the weekend, which is what you said yesterday with the change of the change of power, not the change of power, like the change of staff for the CCP in China.
Yeah. They're the 7 top leaders that make all of the decisions for the whole party. Yeah.
So then on the opening of today's US, you don't have like the whole influence of the weekend, and the market was closed. So then I feel like we'll be able to judge better what is the momentum for the market itself, for the dollar on that?
So one of the interesting thing that I've noticed is this. We will have to actually dive into the market really soon, okay? Basically, one thing I do want everyone to keep an eye on is basically gold prices, okay? Because if gold starts actually retracing, okay, there could be an indication that I've been hearing, that if gold starts retracing back, okay, there may be that indication that the market has actually turned, and then most likely people are actually going to start surging into, a safety net. Now, when you see gold start surging, which is something I don't want to say, right? But there could be a strong relationship to cryptos. Okay, people are going to start diving into crypto and also, or Bitcoin for that matter, and gold, which I know a lot of crypto users out there would hate me for saying such a relationship exists. Okay, but this is possibly the first time that you may see gold and crypto in line with each other as a potential for a safety net in finance.
Yeah, a lot of the countries have the standard in gold anyways, not only the US, right? So, for example, Australia is one of I think it's like the third largest gold producing country. Yeah. The CHF is so strongly related, right? So, when things go very weirdly, then yeah, gold is the safety net for the forex people, right?
So I think we could actually see some potential strengths, okay, in our European counterparts in terms of the currencies, okay. Well, number one, let's take a look at England, okay. So the pound to the US dollar, okay. Let's quickly take a look. On the D1, what we're looking at is overall the trend seems to actually be narrowing down from a bearish trend. Okay, so what we're looking at is we are actually seeing a triangle being formed very directly now on the D1. So D1, it is actually a very big point of importance. Okay.
RSI right at the 50 as well, so it shows a lot of indecision.
So if you're going to take a look at stochastics, right, it seems like there may be upwards direction or upwards trend, but then the strengths of the trend are not that strong. Okay, you see they're not above 80 or below 20. The strengths aren't that strong per se for the trend. Okay, but looking at the moving averages, as long as they're colliding, this basically means a potential end to indecision. Okay, so the turning point is if it breaks above or below these trend lines. Okay, so let's actually drop it down to H1 and take a look. Okay, as we see, potentially there could be a big sign of bullish potential for GBP USD. Okay, now one of the things that you guys have to also consider is that the gap has already been closed for Monday's market open. So therefore, it could trend either way right now. Now the thing is, during the European session, there could be a potential for a stronger pound, okay, especially with our Prime Minister Sunak, okay. Basically, he may be pushing for crypto. Well, not any crypto, okay. It actually has to be centralized crypto, okay. So it's crypto that's basically.
I see you're out to upset crypto people again.
I have officially upsetted all of them, but hey, it is also a big stepping stone for crypto, right? I mean, even countries can't shy away from entering into the crypto realms. So hey, I guess the whole world of finance will now just mush together.
Yeah, it's a good alternative to the physical coin. Right?
Yeah. All right. So potential, we could probably see, most of the candles are above the moving average. Now, a good indication would be that the market will go above our short moving average over here, which is MA20. Okay, then you could actually have a strong buying position, but make sure to not place any take profits above that trend line that we see. So for the GBP USD, we're looking for a bullish move up. Okay.
I still feel that it's not that bullish.
No, it is not that bullish.
Yeah.
So this is very correlated to like how the stocks work, right? They're always saying, everyone overall it's going to be bearish, but then everyone's actually buying on the bulls short term. I don't know.
Yeah, for me as a more conservative, I would just keep watching, and then if cross any of the any of the white lines, then that's where I would enter.
Uh-huh.
Like the first candle above or below the white lines, that's where I would go.
I do think you do have a lot of you do make a lot of sense, because you see, looking at the moving average, overall the potential is very bearish, right? Of course, the bulls have taken a turn, but how long will it go?
Yeah.
I think everyone should keep an eye on what exactly Sunak and his party has decided, to be able to see what exactly you want to do for the USD, for the GBP USD.
And then just as a translation, especially for people that are beginning Forex right now, if you do feel that something will be good for the GBP, right, something good for the UK as a whole, then this chart will go up, meaning that you need more dollars to buy the same amount of GBP, right? So then if you feel that the news is positive for the UK, positive for the GBP USD, then this chart will go up.
All right, so our next pair, the Euro USD, I believe is the pair that everyone wants to keep an eye on, or actually it's the most popular one. So looking at basically D1, yeah, we're looking at another, basically this whole pattern is just reoccurring, right? Goes up, and then the direction bearish. You see this pattern keeps on just playing itself out, okay, the whole time. Now this could actually go forever, okay? And so right now what we're looking at is it may not be very strong on a bullish trend, okay? Overall we're looking at potentially it's just going to retrace back into its regular trend, okay? So potentially the Euro USD is looking to actually be more bearish, okay? And let's be honest, this bear has taken a very long toll, right? It started in mid last year, all the way to now.
Yeah, and in comparison to the GBP, the GBP seems to have on the last month pulled back stronger than the euro. So then I think this is something it's harder to follow the news on the euro as a whole, I feel, because you do see a lot of the Germany being a powerhouse. But then you have so many other countries like France and Spain around it as well, Italy, with the change of political parties. So I don't know, for me the euro is getting so hard to follow.
It does make sense because of the war and everything that's going on. So one other thing for a lot of you guys out there, you guys can keep an eye also on oil. Okay, whether be it Brent or crude, it doesn't really matter, right? Both are actually very influential right now, and especially Europe is putting a cap on the price for natural gas. Okay, so technically speaking, oil has been strengthening a little bit. Okay, overall, it has picked up some strength. Okay, but I believe a lot of the pricing limitation is due to the limits of production.
And but then on the short run, it does seem like it's gonna drop now. Yes.
All right, so our last pair, USD CHF. Okay, to close off our London session for Europe. Let's quickly take a look on the D1. Very strong strength, bullish. Okay. Yeah, this is just one way up, as we see, right? Prices are all above our moving average lines, which is a strong indication that it is very confident that the market continues to be bull. Okay.
We did have a drop on the stochastic though.
Yes.
So it could mean a little bit of weakening on this
trend.
Uptrend,
Yeah, a weakening on the trend potentially. Okay. Now, obviously, you see over here the lows are still getting higher and higher, so we can still be quite confident that the U.S. dollar and Swiss franc could still be very bullish.
And then I do see a divergence with the RSI as well.
You mean where?
Let me show you. Like, it's not that which word you like using, the prominent, right? Because here you see that like you said, the lows are getting higher, but then for the same period on the RSI is actually going down, right? And especially in this part here. and more recently here, like the how to say? Let me. So then for the short term here, so in relation to the short.
It's good that you're picking it up.
Yeah.
It's good that you're picking that up. So because with this, it is actually an indication that potentially it will be bull. So there will be a stronger strength potentially that it will be bullish, and it will be heading up north, which is great. All right, well, I guess that's it for today, right? Let's keep an eye on what's happening with today in the London session, right? What we're going to notice is potentially in the New York session later today, we may see some fight backs in the market with the New York session, right? Usually the Asian session and the London session, they actually coincide to be sort of running hand in hand in terms of the market strength. We'll see how it pans out, and we'll see you today during the New York session.
See you guys later.
Bye-bye.